Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7, Episode 3, Alien Commies from the Future, which, you know, feel like we know what time period we're going to. I am really excited for this episode. I'm really enjoying this show so far. I am managing to keep it out of my mind that this is the final season and just trying to really enjoy it. I've got my brand new S.H.I.E.L.D. necklace that's quite small and I think the glare doesn't show it up. I'm wearing my Daisy jumper. All is good, let's go. If you would like to watch this on Patreon, you get the unedited version. All of my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7 unedited versions are on Patreon. And if not, we're here on YouTube, let's go. You're gonna get interrupted by a flying saucer, which is probably the S.H.I.E.L.D. team. You could be cloaked when you come through the portal, people. Or did it not go properly because the thing wasn't quite shut?
We left him.
At least he has time to spare.
Yeah, he's like the one person that could be left.
Home of Area 51.
Which tells me there'll be a lot of soldiery type
all the time.
people around. Now we're in our 50s level kind of screen, title screen. I can speak. Oh goody, Chronocoms. If you just come to S.H.I.E.L.D. and asked for help, they would have helped you.
It will be brutal and exacting.
This sounds wonderful.
We're off radio and we were out of time and had the father of Hydra.
I mean, I don't blame her.
Temptation, but shooting Freddy would have given the Chronocoms exactly what they wanted.
But now we can stop part 2 of their plan.
Is that clear? Follow my orders until the mission is done.
He didn't shoot him.
Understood. And when we know,
We're moving forward.
The still thing we mentioned last episode was that just taking out Malik isn't going to stop S.H.I.E.L.D. at all. Like, it would be the first step of stopping S.H.I.E.L.D., so we could just stop them the rest of the time.
We know Area 51 is a S.H.I.E.L.D. base.
We do.
All the areas are.
Wow, conspiracy me was so right.
It was an incubator
Yep.
for early space tech.
Oh my god, Lola would fit in so well.
there's something else I need you to know.
You need to tell everyone and talk about it so we can
to go fast and I...
help you.
After all, you weren't affected by an alien. In Paris.
She was completely emotionless. She went full ninja assassin on Enoch.
That sounds like
I mean,
classic Megan.
it does, but she's extreme, May.
Used or mad or give me something.
She would be happy.
I enjoy how many of them are just eating chips.
For a diner in the 50s.
See, that part's cool.
It is.
I mean, look around.
I mean, it's not entirely cool
We're
because
at
there's a hell of a lot of
precipice the
racism here.
space race.
But, you
The
know,
golden age of
to be able to
innovation.
look at history would be interesting.
Is it?
Well, we still have a ways to go.
Yes. Oh god, what have they put in it?
Wakes up, you should crack wide open.
We can hope. Oh my god, no. I love you, but we need to figure out what's wrong with you.
What year are we in now?
The year where you go to rest.
1955.
When do we go in?
Oh, May, sweetie, we need to know what's wrong with you.
Did you need it? Welcome, sir.
It's lucky he hadn't been here before.
On our visitor list.
I'll agree. I don't need to be on the list.
It's an honor.
What did it say? Is she impersonating Peggy because she's British and a woman?
You're enjoying this way too much, Peggy.
Yeah.
Out every electronic gadget within 30 feet.
Oh my goodness, 30 whole feet.
Know something I don't?
Infinitely more.
Bush League commie scum like you?
Yeah, alien copies from the future.
I mean America's continued dominance and unparalleled excellence?
This is putting lives at risk.
Mamacita. The boys here to keep you in line.
Did he just call me boy?
Wrote the field manual.
Oh wow, the whole field manual? Really? Impressive.
Do your work.
Trigger an emotional response.
What are they gonna do?
Bit overrated, don't you think? I mean, you're rugged. You're on a horse. Who cares?
Who cares? Who cares about John Wayne? America cares.
Stay with Rick. She.
I like that. Why are they moving along chairs? There's no
How does it make you
need.
feel when I say the word moist? Moist. Please stop. Moist.
I think we're seeing Thingamajig from Agent Carter, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, and they brought a S.H.I.E.L.D. dame along. British.
He's gonna know the difference.
She outranks us. You catch your name? Carter.
Oh, hello, my friend.
You could say that.
So did she end up like leaving him to be with
So
Cap?
messy with
What
you,
happened?
Matt.
An agent has to take orders, and it isn't always fun.
She's had to do it.
One death could have saved countless
A
lives.
death that I'd be responsible for.
And now we're responsible.
She
for
would have
more.
done it if she was there.
You
I
don't
agree
used to
that
shy away from this.
Deke
That's
shouldn't have
not
had to do
fair.
it, but
I'm not. Look, I'm not the guy that you met in the lighthouse.
he's not.
Not anymore.
Show me, show me, show me.
Daniel
Oh
Sousa.
yes. Yes, yes. Bad news because he knows Peggy.
He's Peggy Carter's old partner.
Mm-hmm. Crap. Oh, it's not her, my love.
In the flesh.
Oh dear. What's he gonna do? Oh no, Simmons. Surely, if Daisy recognised him, she'd recognise him upon turning around.
Wouldn't happen to be Sousa,
You would?
You would. Yep.
which would make you the. I suppose you'll be arresting me now.
Oh,
You got
Simmons.
it all figured out, don't you?
You pick it up and flip it over on its back. Now that sucker's roasting in the sun. That poor innocent turtle just trying to turn itself over, but it can't.
This is
Not
horrible.
without your help. But you're not helping. Why?
Why would you even think I would do such a
I
thing?
know, I'm with this lady.
Oh no.
What kind of a sick man are you?
Arrest?
Agent Sousa.
He's like, yay, a hero. Oh crap, I'm being arrested.
Violence is not an option.
If you say so.
That's our code. You have to have principles, I believe. Oh my god, listen, Deacon. Bore him to death with
You
babbling.
could go talk to him.
No, I got away with words. Some might even call it the gift of gab.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's just, why me? I have zero shield training. What makes you think he's gonna give me the time of day?
Don't make us say it.
Oh, of course, he's a white man.
Wait,
Yep.
it's not because of the... This?
Unfortunately so.
I want to know how these jokers got onto the most secure shield base in the western United States.
Because they're good guys, my love. You're just like, who are all these
Who the hell are
people?
I am is on a need-to-know basis.
I need to know.
No, you don't, because I don't exist and we never met. Now, can you shut the door?
Those are going to put you in handcuffs.
I'm so great to see Sousa again.
I should inform you that's not my real name. My initials are C, I, and A. Catch my drift?
Subtle, but yeah, I get it. I'm also going to call your bosses in Foggy Bottom and confirm it.
Oh, please do. I'm sure they would love to learn how two moles walked into this space on your watch. Let me guess, they
She's
rolled in
good.
with flawless ID cards, made a beeline for the scientists.
I love Daisy.
How'd you know that?
And I love Sousa.
CIA, we know all. Even about you, Mr. Sousa. How you were a scout for the 28th Infantry.
Just because of its
Shot
history.
Stone, worked isodyne energy.
Oh, I love this show. And I love seeing them all in the period clothing. And I also like that we're not ignoring how awful
can
the
neither
past was in so
confirm
many
nor deny
ways.
Infiltrated with sleepers post-World War II. We need to root it out right now.
Also, he knows about Hydra. Oh,
All I can
goodness.
say is that you are not crazy. And the people that you have locked up might be the key to proving it.
Why wouldn't you want to stop Hydra?
Finally meet the man in charge.
Ugh.
Gosh, you just go right to that, huh?
Yep.
If there were any weaknesses, it'd be key if we could collab on that.
Oh, sure.
As functional as a paperweight. Nothing on Earth is powerful enough to get it up to velocity.
Yep, nothing on
So
Earth.
Take it.
You're calling the cavalry.
Oh dear.
Well, that's what they call me.
An old
Isn't she
reference.
still an unfeeling killbot?
That's
Yes.
exactly what we're facing.
Can be resolved.
Chronicom alert. Chronicom alert.
So after everything we've seen.
Oh, impressive.
But still. Sexist? Yeah. So I know.
Got it.
I need to get to the bottom of May because she's May but not May and I don't like it. I mean, the people that worked here today would be like, what the hell was happening?
Known something pretending to be Carter? Worst fake accents you've ever heard.
You should tell her that.
You really should.
But stand back. They may get jumpy. Hope it was worth the
Sitting there
drive.
like Chronicoms.
Let's go. Not at all.
Oh my goodness, careful, it's Sousa, we love Sousa.
We're the good guys, I swear.
It's so convincing, I love you all. May, my love, are you okay? May, I'm right here with you. May, it's okay. I mean, nothing is okay, but you're going to be okay, alright? May needs counselling, I think. Oh, Yo-Yo, my dearest. Oh, my poor children. I'm so traumatised. Can we go to a counselling period of time, please? Intense therapy. Oh, May. I didn't want to see her emotional like this.
Calm down, it's okay.
Don't tell her to calm down, but tell her to, it's like a panic attack, just breathe.
Whatever it is, you can tell me.
We weren't able to catch her when she was running away.
Oh, both of you go to therapy, please. Oh God, he bit his way free.
I can explain.
I mean, yeah. It works.
Just rather not.
And he's been wanting to do that for some time. Can Daisy quake it to stop? Or quake it to contain it?
Let it.
What are you going to do, my dearest loves? Unplug her.
Solder and iron. I can't hack this thing. It's ancient and it's hardwired.
Well, then help me. If we can amplify this, it's...
No,
I'm glad Daisy went to
You're
hack.
evacuating. You need to leave.
Ah! Rude! Yep.
He's alarmingly strong.
Yes. Oh, maybe Coulson should have done this bit. Yes, yo. Oh, ow. Okay, good, but she unplugged herself. Oh, I'm so stressed. It's only episode 3. Yo. Yo, May, help! Oh my God. Okay, good job, Coulson.
Both of you, stop.
Sousa, that's the bad guy. Remember what Daisy said, even though they then locked you up. Sousa, come on, Coulson. Oh. This is not okay, people. Coulson! Okay, they're okay. So Sousa's gonna know a lot more than he should. Coulson, wake up.
Good.
Where are Daisy and Gemma? Wake up, please. That's his eye. No. We need Coulson,
Earthling, you will not reveal what you've seen here today.
Earthling, I love it.
You will be
Probed.
probed.
Deek's so happy. Teak wrote the script, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure they were communists.
Yep.
In the future.
Yeah. Okay, so the episode was a lot of fun as always. I love seeing the cast in all the different period outfits. The 60s look, 50s look, sorry, in particular, quite good, quite stylish. I think my favourite part so far of the fact that we're time travelling is that the show hasn't shied away from the realities of the time periods they've gone into. Like, we've got a very diverse cast, always have in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and like if I went back to the 50s, I would have a much easier time of it than someone who is a person of colour, and that is disgusting, and it's disgusting that it's still the case today. You know, I mean, Black Lives Matter, that is a basic truth, but you know, it's horrible to think about the fact that we want to be able to look back on that past and think, oh my God, we're so much better now. And like, yes, things have improved, but they have not improved nearly enough, and that's sickening. But I'm really glad the show isn't just portraying a sort of glorified version of the past. You know, you have a bit of that in the sense of like Coulson's love of the history, but then even he's like, okay, yeah, like it's not perfect. I like this fun part, you know. And that is a huge part of history, you know. You can still enjoy history. I mean, I studied history. You can still, I mean, I prefer like medieval history, which was even more backwards, but you can still enjoy history. You can still enjoy learning about the past and enjoy the experience if you got to go to the past. But obviously it's a lot easier to do that if you're white. And also, I think if you want to enjoy that, you have to also acknowledge that, yeah, it might have had the diners and the milkshakes and the cool cars and the birth of the space race, but it also had racism and sexism and a lot of other stuff. So, you know, like, that is the best way to look at history, and I think S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing a really good job of capturing that without it being the whole thing the show's about or anything. Like, I'm really, really enjoying that aspect. I mean, I'm not, because it's very hard to watch, but I think they're doing it well. I'm glad that they didn't just completely ignore the fact that Daisy made that call she did last episode. And, you know, I know that, like, a lot of people think that she made 100% the wrong choice, and, like, I agree, I don't agree with her choice. I think she should have just stayed on mission. But we don't know that that was the end of the Chronicom's plan. I mean, that for like, why would just getting rid of Malik stop Hydra? I mean, is that the only little green vial? You know, who knows, maybe, you know, that was part 1 of the Chronicom's plan. Would that delayed S.H.I.E.L.D. by 10 years and then they were going to come, like, you know, I don't necessarily think that, I don't know, I think you have to kind of weigh the outcome of everything Hydra is going to do, if there's a possible way to stop that, compared with everything the Chronicles are going to do, which you can still try and stop. I mean, yes, I completely, I'm saying I disagree with what Daisy did, but I also can 100% understand it. And I'm glad that, you know, we saw Deke being upset with it. I think she shouldn't have asked Deke to do it for sure, but she was not able to get to Malik. So, you know, like, if she'd been stood there with the gun making the call, then she wouldn't have been like, hey, Deke, shoot him. She would have done it. You know, I'd still think that, like, maybe she shouldn't have done that, but he was the person she was on the radio to. It wasn't like she could have phoned Mac. I mean, she wouldn't know, Mac probably wouldn't do it. But again, like, I still think that it's good that that came up this episode, and it's interesting because Daisy again told Sousa that he wasn't wrong about there being people infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. after World War II, which is true, and I'm sorry, but if we can weed out, at this point, if we help at this point get rid of Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D., S.H.I.E.L.D's been formed. So I think maybe we should leave a few more breadcrumbs about this whole Hydra thing, because that's not the Chronicles plan. The Chronicles plan is S.H.I.E.L.D. to be destroyed. So if we got, now S.H.I.E.L.D. exists, we can try and work on getting rid of Hydra. I think we should give Sousa a list of names. I mean, okay, we don't necessarily have a list of names of Hydra from the 50s, but you know what I mean. And again, I'm glad that, you know, Deke kind of made his point known, but I do also think with Daisy that there wasn't anyone else she could have got to do it. I don't think she picked Deke specifically, and Deke didn't do it. You know, I think even that shot he did fire was at the Chronocoms he saw behind Malik. It wasn't actually aimed at Malik, I don't think. So, you know, Deke chose not to do it. She put her in a crappy situation, but he had free will, and he didn't do it, and she's not now screaming at him for not having done it. I really like Deke acknowledging that he's not the same Deke that we met originally, and that is good because, you know, that Deke was very much selfish, do anything to survive, put himself first over everyone, and that was how he'd had to be because of how he'd grown up. And I like that when you're put into different circumstances, you can learn and grow. And I think this season especially so far, I'm really enjoying that they've not been overdoing the comedic side of Deke. They've been letting, I mean, the rest of the show's got a little bit funnier, but they've really been letting us see Deke as a character who sometimes does stupid funny things, which is much better. Also this episode, I really like that May and Yo-Yo, okay, well, I don't really like May. Let me get my point right. I really like the Yo-Yo plotline in the sense that she is dealing with some sort of either side effect or trauma, or to be honest, a trauma and side effect of what happened to her. And that is so important because in so many of these shows, characters go through horrific, terrible things, and then 2 minutes later, they're totally fine and completely recovered. And there's, you know, they spent 1 episode being a bit struggling, and then now they're totally fine, and they never ever mention it ever. And S.H.I.E.L.D. is quite good at calling back to past things. You know, S.H.I.E.L.D., like Daisy still mentions Lincoln seasons later, which, like, so many other shows I've watched where characters I've loved have died, and 5 episodes later, they're never mentioned again. And that's so unrealistic if you things like that. So I like that Yo-Yo is experiencing, I mean, I don't like that Yo-Yo is experiencing trauma, but I think it's good that she is. I'm also glad that she's very, like, she's told Mac about it, she's told Daisy about it, and, you know, she didn't try to hide it from May or whatever, or trying to, when May spotted it. Now with May, I'm just really looking forward to getting to the bottom of this, because Coulson is right, like, she's not May, but she's not May, and that is just really weird. You know, Coulson being a robot is far more Coulson, okay, it's a Chronicle, I apologise, Enoch. He's far more Coulson-like than she is, and it's just weird because there's glimpses of May, but she's just an even more, like, in season 1, she was very much putting off this impression of being emotionless and cold, but even then we saw far more emotion from her than we had this time. And her trigger, her response to that situation was really hard to watch because it just felt so visceral and just, why? What was that? Was she remembering being dead? Like, I really need to get to the bottom of May, and there's so much else going on that I'm worried it's going to be something that's drawn out throughout all the show. But I think I'm loving it in the sense that I need the answers, and they're doing a really good job with dragging it out, but it's good. There was a lot of fun with Gemma dressing up as Peggy Carter, or she didn't really dress up as her, but obviously she's outfit pretended to be Peggy because she's British, and Sousa saying that she had the worst British accent. I mean, I think she comes from a different part of Britain to Peggy, so that might explain him finding her accent weird. Like, you know, it's a slight difference. And I also loved seeing Sousa. I think they've been quite ambiguous about him and Peggy, because obviously like at the end of Agent Carter you were like, oh, they're gonna end up together, yay, and at the end game you were like, Kath and Peggy are gonna end up together, yay, and then my brain was like, does not compute. So I'm still not entirely clear on at what point Kath went back. Like, did Steve go back to pre-Agent Carter times, so Sousa just maybe loved her from afar the whole time, or did he go back to post-Carter time, in which case she would have left Sousa and been with her true love? You know, I think they've done kind of, so far it can be however you want it to be, and maybe like you can tell that they hadn't seen too much of each other because he was making sure his hair was nice and whatever, which you could read as being because he had a crush on her, or like, you know, he was in love with her but she was with someone else, or you could read it as him wanting to look good in front of an old love. But I'm still sad for Sousa. I hope, like, I need to check his hands. Does he have a wedding ring on? Because at least maybe then I can think he's been happy. Although men didn't always necessarily wear rings back then, did they? Or did they by that point? I don't know. But yeah, I just, it was so good to see him again and all the references. And I loved, like, you know, Simmons finally upon learning his name. So I guess it wasn't obviously his picture that they recognised, it was the name she had it on the thing. It was obviously Simmons just saw his face. I understand that now. But like, just the whole bit where Daisy was like, I'm from the CIA, and he just totally, you know, kind of was able to believe it. And I don't necessarily think we're done in this time, because okay, those Chronicles are dead, but the rest are around, and unless another time jump thing opens up, then they're going to still want to complete Project Helios. So despite the Sharp guy being released and everything, I have maybe a feeling we're going to be sticking around in this time period just to fully make sure they don't do it, because surely the Chronicles will just try again with Project Helios. Like, it's still there. But I don't know that for sure. Obviously next episode we could jump away to somewhere else. Coulson being deactivated, it's very stressful. Now he is a Chronicom. It was an EMP. Now I feel like they probably should be able to revive him from that, but what if it wipes his memory banks? What if it makes him act differently? What if it changes his opinion on existing again? Like, I'm very stressed about Coulson, because I love him and it's been so good having him back and having him just interacting with Daisy and with all the rest of the team. I want to see him interacting with May. That's May. But yeah, I'm stressed, and seeing his eye go from blue to like deactivated was stressful, because he's going to be fine. I probably missed bits, but I think this show is doing, like I said, a perfect job of time travel. Like, it's such a good time travel show. I still think that, like, it's good as well. Oh, another thing that's good is that the rest of the characters aren't just totally fine with the fact that they are in the dark about the mission, that they know nothing. That, you know, it's just Simmons, who may still be a Chronicom, and, you know, like, this mission, even she doesn't fully know everything. It's a hard mission to do, because they are constantly playing catch up. And what they need to do is, when they have some downtime, which obviously at the moment they don't have they slept in the past 24 hours? That's a really good point. I don't think they have. They are doing really well on no sleep. But is that they need Coulson, with his history knowledge of S.H.I.E.L.D., to go through the rest of history and pinpoint moments that potentially, like, would be the ones they target. Like, okay, it's not going to be that simple, but then you'd at least try and be, like, proactive, or at least have a timeline of what S.H.I.E.L.D. was up to every single year, so you could have a sense when you land, oh, we're in 54, so that's probably going to be this part. I don't know, but then so far there hasn't been time for that. But yes, I'm loving it. I'm loving all the costumes. I'm loving that they show the past in its true light, which is often very racist and very sexist, but they're also kind of, you still see the stereotypical, like, oh, in the 50s you go to a diner and you get a milkshake kind of outlook of it. So yeah, I think this show is doing brilliantly. I love this show so much. I am loving this final season. Thank you for watching. And if you would like to watch the unedited version on Patreon, please do go check it out. And yes, thank you for watching.